Wagwan guys, mambo vipi? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. Guys, it's so sudden, it's so alarming, it's so sorrowful that leo wase wakiomboleza Raila Kasarani, watu watatu walishutiwa, pa dead. 3. Yaani mnaenda kuomboleza mtu mwenye amekufa, alafu waombolezi watatu pia wanakufa. Imagine. Mna lose another 3 lives mkienda kumourn a leader mwenye alikuwa mtu wa watu. It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy. Hizi vitu manze. Sometimes guys, me I tend to feel like they are so spiritual, like ni spiritual sana. Watu watatu wamekufa wakienda kuomboleza Raila. Na ni siku tu moja, ujue kesho anapelekwa Nyayo. Leo ameletwa Kasarani. Kesho anapelekwa Nyayo. Aya guys, leave that aside. Yaani watu wakiomboleza, nasikia Kasongo alikuwa na sign vitu zake akiapprove bill zingine za ushenzi. Yeah? Honestly speaking guys, nimeona hii video and I really had to react to it haraka manze. Hizi ni story gani manze? Si tunaomboleza Raila, alafu jamaa hebu tujue rada ni gani, amefanya nini. Let's get it.
Yesterday, as the nation was still in shock over the death of Raila Ruto, something else quietly unfolded at State House. President William Ruto signed 8 new bills into law. We are talking about 8 guys, all in one day. And not just any bills. These are laws that now touch the very core of our lives, our land, our digital space, our economy, our privacy, and even how we live and trade online. To many Kenyans, that timing felt off. I mean, as the country mourned one of its most considered opposition leaders, the government was busy reshaping the nation's future. Guys, here are a couple of comments from you on X. I said, we shall revisit this. The fact that you've chosen to post this right now means
nini nasumbuanga umzae?
You know very well Kenyans are distracted by Baba's death. We shall revisit. And then Kibet said, there's something mischievous about these bills, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Time will tell. First, they are being assented into law when everyone is focused on Raila. If you are paying attention to even the president's Twitter account or the X account, people are really waiting for a condolence message, right? But then, before that, when the news was still going on, when people were actually now getting wind of, Raila's passing, the first thing he did tweet about these bills that he had assented into law. But beyond the time we are reading into it, maybe this is something they had already organized and it had to go on so that they could attend to what would happen.
Okay.
It was a
but still
much into the timing. But we have to be honest. This is a story about control. The way these bills were signed, it's a story about control, power. And
now, first of all, listen. First of all, Ruto does not have a right to announce anything ama to do anything political baba akiombolezwa. Yeah, to agree kwanza hapo man. Hiyo ni kukosa heshima manze. Baba is so like amekuwa effective tangu kitambo, hata tangu sisi wote tujue Ruto baba alikuwa na amechange lives mob sana, amekuwa effective kwa maisha wase. Hiyo kitu ya president ndiye hajaishika, lakini amefanya a lot of things zenye hata president mwenyewe hajaifanya. You understand? So kupost bullshit watu wakiomboleza Raila, mi kwangu ini make sense. No cap guys. For real.
So today, let's go law by law, right? To see what truly works for us and what doesn't. The first one is the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Amendment Bill. It's now a law. It was introduced and proposed by Wajir East MP and Daud Mohammed. The government says it's meant to protect us from online fraud.
Hizi ni law gani? Sasa okay. Labda kuna mtu itasaidia, lakini as long as it to affect like it to influence kitu kama food.
We've seen real cyber threats,
identity theft,
and cases where people lose their savings overnight. So yes, on paper, this law sounds like something a responsible government should pass. But this law also expands the state's authority in several ways. It allows them to decide what kind of online content is harmful or false. It gives them the right to block entire websites or social media pages, and it even allows them to demand takedowns or restrict access without court orders in some cases. In short, it gives the government a switch, a digital kill switch that can silence you first and then justify their actions later. This law doesn't just target criminals. It quietly gives government agencies expanded powers to take down online content, block access to websites, as we've said, and even monitor digital communications, all in the name of national security. And
First of all, guys, listen, guys, I'm not gonna lie. First of all, mnajua ile right ya freedom of speech and the freedom of expression. Jamaa akichukua tu social media hivyo venye anasema, venye hiyo law ishapitishwa. Kenya kama kuna kitu moja we are always good at ni kuji-express social media. We are so powerful in like attracting attention na kule kuchangamkia kitu online na like si uchangamkia tu vitu teke social media. Alafu most of Kenyans wanajuanga kujibonga social media, kuji-express how we feel, kuji-express what we want. Tunakuwa fiti sana social media. As in short, generally Kenyans are so active in social media, si ndio? But one thing yetu tunatumianga social media for ni kuji-express na kutetea haki zetu. Now, guys, tutakuwa tuna post anything kuhusu government yenye tunatetea right yetu ama tunapigania something that we want, inachujwa, inadeletiwa. I swear, hiyo sheria ni hiyo kazi. I promise you guys. Na imepitishwa, so unfortunate.
Has always been a clever disguise. It is the magic line or the magic words every government uses when they want more control without being questioned. The same law that can stop a hacker from stealing your data can also silence a whistleblower exposing corruption. The same power that is going to protect your child from online predators can also be used to arrest journalists, bloggers, or anyone who dares to speak truth to power. Groups like Article 19, a respected international human rights organization, have already warned that this bill threatens Kenya's constitutional right to freedom of expression.
Exactly.
Said,
and that's what I'm talking about, man.
Is dangerously vague. Terms like false information, harmful content, and threat to public order have no clear definition. And in a country where dissent has always been punished, vague laws are about to become powerful weapons, because when the law doesn't clearly define what is wrong, then power gets to decide what is wrong. And when power decides what is wrong, this stops being justice, this becomes control. I mean, think about it. If a Kenyan citizen exposes corruption on X, like the way we had the Adanis, etc., or even if a YouTuber questions a government project, that post could easily be labeled as harmful to public order. And once that label is applied, your content can be deleted, your account can be
frozen, definitely
pulled down, all perfectly legal, of course, thanks to this law.
Just so because of a bill?
The government can now say we are protecting you from scammers. But what they don't say is they are also protecting themselves from you, from your truth, from your ability to mobilize, document, and expose. When Ruto's administration faced protests earlier last year and this year, activists and journalists were always being arrested under the existing computer misuse.
Nah, guys, for real though, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Hapo atakuwa ametupata kiplani. Najua we'll find a way out, lakini hapo atakuwa ametugonga karibu 10-0, almost 9/10. Listen guys, no cap, Kenyans use social media so well. Si tunakikishangaa like tumejibonga like yetu yote na hawajaifanya anything because kuna hiyo right ya freedom of expression. Sasa hii alafu social media si unajua it's easy, inarichwa se wengi. Sasa hii sijui itakuwa aje. Sijui itakuwa aje. Wallahi. The level of how we express ourselves, how we talk for ourselves, itakuwa limited mbaya. I swear hapo ametugonga. Where?
Now, imagine those same arrests under a law that gives the state even broader powers, it is going to give them the faster triggers and fewer checks. This is definitely not about keeping us safe online.
Exactly, I swear.
Us quite online. And look at the timing. As the country was busy mourning Raila Odinga. A man who's
God damn it. Hata sitaki kusikia hii kitu for real. Inanikasirisha mbaya.
That makes questioning power even riskier.
Tukimon, guys, tukimon. What?
This is not about cybercrime alone. This is about control. Control over narrative, over information, over truth itself. And when a government begins to control the story, it begins to control the people. And that is how democracies are dimmed. Not through coups, but through quite well-drafted laws that look harmless until they are used against you. And guys, the fine for this is something else. 10 years or 20 million fine. So I can see a lot of you will be thinking, should I tweet this or should I not? Should I tweet this or should I not? You know, I don't know what you guys think about this law. I get it. There are so many crimes that needed.
We shouldn't even think about the law. It's a very fucked up law, man.
Something else. So
what?
You guys feel protected, but they also take your voice from you. I don't know. You guys tell me on the comment section.
I feel like
let's move.
I feel like we don't need to be protected. Wachaneni tu na sisi venye tumekuwa. That's what I feel. That's my view though.
Into another law that quietly made its way to the president's desk. This is the privatization bill of 2025.
Privatization.
And this one doesn't deal with, cyber or etc. etc. It deals with ownership of what belongs to all of us.
Okay.
The bill was introduced by the National Treasury and Economic Planning Ministry and sponsored in Parliament by Kimani Ichung'wah, one of President Ruto's most trusted political allies. Kenya had already replaced the old Privatization Act of 2005 with a new framework in 2023. The 2025 bill reenacts and revises that framework after legal challenges and debate over Parliament's approval law. The earlier 2023 law removed Parliament's direct approval requirement.
Okay.
The 2025 law continues that shift with ongoing dispute about the extent of parliamentary oversight. Here is what this means in plain language, right? Before, if the government wanted to sell a public company, a public company, say Kenya Pipeline, Kenya Ports Authority, Mumias, or even parts of KICs, whatever public company you guys know, it needed Parliament's approval. Now, under this new law, the Treasury can privatize those assets without seeking Parliament's consent.
What?
No
God damn! Wait, mbona zilo zote zinakaa tu ukora, zinakaa tu wizi, zinakaa... Mbona... What? Mbona sasa, like, what is the essence of, like, removing that, contrast, ama ni contract between the government na parliament? Nini, kwani wamefanyana nini? Like, si imekuwa tu law, imekuwa tu bill, na imekuwa sawa. Sasa mbona, treasury iko na power ya kuuza mali ya government to a private sector? Like, what? More like nothing is above the law. Like, kwani kuna mtu powerful kuliko nini law, like sheria ama court or whatever? Kuna mbona ya akona right gani? Ai, hiyo ni crazy for real. Mali ya government, mali ya umma.
We think this is a good decision. This benefits the country, so let's do it. Everything.
And is that, guys? Mnakumbuka ile Adani deal, ile ya airport? I feel like it has something to do with this ni privatization bill yenye imepitishwa kama tujui. I think you get ilishindikana, sawa ameleta hii law ndio treasury nini I don't know, mimi na feel iko mahali connected for real. Alafu history inanikasirisha kabisa juu the fact that tulikuwa tuna mourn, like hata Raila ndiye ameletwa tu jameni, ndiye ameland Kenya jameni. Ai, ni sawa na hii Lingugi channel yako kwa rada yake hiyo leo ikipitisho utakuwa unaongea vitu kama hizi.
We'll be here to decide which public corporations to sell to who and at what price. Now, supporters say this law will make it easier for government to attract investment, reduce debt, and remove inefficiencies in struggling state corporations. They say privatization will bring in new capital and management expertise. And while that sounds logical on paper, the dangers are enormous. Because When you remove public oversight, you open the door to what? Secret and silent deals. You give a small group of politically connected people the power to dispose of assets built with whose money? Taxpayers' money. And you remove the
Mali ya
one
umma.
institution that is supposed to represent the will of the people, parliament, right? Guys, how is this going to work out? In short, the privatization bill, which is now a law, shifts the control of Kenya's wealth from public hands to private ones without public accountability.
What?
Including
Hey!
economists, unions, and civil society groups, have warned that this is how national assets quietly disappear. They say Kenya's history with privatization is already painful. You guys, you know about this from the sale of Uchumi, Kenya Railways, Mumia Sugar, right? Where corruption, undervaluation, and inside deals were the order of the day. Now,